I do these buttons primarily for the audio because sometimes when I begin to be talking, the the audio doesn't match up. So I just button my shirt and um, basically just before I begin talking, just so like I don't start talking and then I'm going through mid sentence and people don't necessarily understand what I say. I notice is when I get older, or maybe it's always been there, when I get excited or whatever, I'm not able necessarily to articulate what I'm thinking and how I'm and how I would like to come across. So last night I was in Discord and I made some people really laugh. And some laughed really hard for the first time. I don't know if these things were cannabis induced or if I was really funny. I did talk about a woman working at Kmart, and I can be silly sometimes. Very much so. I have a very silly side. But at the moment, um, I guess I have a bit of a serious side. And I have maybe an angry side. I noticed on Yahoo News that you cannot comment. The comment section is been disabled. My question is, who decided? Who decided that? Who makes these decisions that the common person doesn't have anything to say? Well, I thank you, Rope. I do at times make people laugh, and I don't think I'm as offensive as a guy as Master of Rope kind of lets on. I am a funny person, but the one thing that's been hurt by our culture is the woke to a degree. You can't necessarily say things that are funny anymore, or can't take risks anymore because because of cancel culture, and they don't want to hear from you. YouTube used to be able to, if you were good on YouTube, you could put your stuff out there and you could be somewhat popular or famous. But because of the algorithms and the fact that I guess whatever they call hate speech or what is considered a conspiracy theory, the two things that social media says they do not like is conspiracy theories are hate speech. And yeah. By the way, I was watching Bill Maher, Politically Incorrect, and forget the name. What was the name of the guy he had on there? Now I can't even remember his name. He was part of the E Street Band. And I'm typing up his name now. I'm just saying Sun City song. He wrote the song Sun City, and it was United Artists Against Sun City. It's written in uh, written in 1985. And he had the writer of the song, Van Zandant. I don't think that's his full name, though. And now I'm trying to look. Bear with me while I'm trying to look. Jonathan Demme directed the song Sun City. And I was trying to click on his name, but I'm not able. I don't know. I'm looking here at Wikipedia because I don't think his whole name is Van Zant. I think his name is something else. Produced by Van Zandant. Let me. Oh, Steve. Okay, yeah, Stephen. Stephen Van Zandant. Zandant. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but he was on Bill Maher, and he did talk about like how his song Sun City and how he was able to force sanctions against the nation of South Africa during apartheid. And there was lots of open discussion about that. However, today, there is no open discussion about it. Whether you think it is a white supremacist talking point or not, uh, perhaps you should prove it. Prove that is. Have an open and honest discussion. That's all I ask. If one is proven wrong, most people don't even care about that issue, but I kind of do because I don't like censorship of any kind, and I don't like lies being spread about, and that's kind of what I see. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. And Master of Rope says these individuals are private companies and they can do what they want. And I think if you think deep enough, uh, private companies cannot operate or do anything they want. If I had a company and I wanted to pay people less than the minimum wage, the government would come down on me. So private businesses are not able to operate in any way that they see fit. That is completely untrue. And whether they should be able to or not, that's a different question. But private companies cannot do what they want. But I might get into some comedy and stuff, and maybe or maybe doing what I do in a little bit more fun fashion, perhaps. Those who believe in the First Amendment and freedom of speech and freedom of expression, because I welcome all types of thought, and that used to be what YouTube was and Google was, and you could really get into all that, but not anymore. And now like I said, we're living under a pandemic, and we can't even discuss what is the best issue or what is the best way to handle this pandemic as of now. Uh, I've heard that Japan and Sweden have gone back to normal, and they've pretty much uh, uh, handled their COVID crisis, and America hasn't, and neither is Israel. And Israel is the most vaccinated I think one of the most vaccinated nation, yet the variant is still there. And maybe it's because they are a nation that is very militarized and they have conscription and close contact. I'm not sure. Don't know. Just would like to have open and honest discussion on what the best solution is for this problem. And at this point, it seems like things have been very politicized, and we seem to be talking. We seem to be talking at one another and not to each other as human beings. And for problems to get fixed, I believe the best way to deal with that is to talk to each other and to find some kind of common ground and common solution. I hope that that can happen. I'd like that, to happen even in a little way within my show, within human beings, that they can talk to each other and not at each other. If you're talking at one another, you're not going to get anywhere. And that sometimes goes with passion and emotion. And I do it myself. I talk at people. And I'm going to point the finger right at me. And sometimes people don't want to necessarily hear what I have to say. And sometimes when I go into Discord, I have my agendas and my ego, and I got to leave that at the door. Sometimes life is just about having fun and unwinding from a really hard day. And having fun, to me, is one of the reasons why we live. We live to have fun. We live to feel good. Um, Sometimes too much of that, I think, can lead to bad things, but just the right amount is also good. And why do we work hard? We work hard to hopefully enjoy our life and enhance it. And with that being said, this is Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com.